If you are coming from a prior retail software to AIM, chances are you have data that you would like to bring with you, such as customers, inventory, and more. For a modest fee, TriTech offers a custom conversion utility for a number of specific data points so you can retain that data and forego having to rekey it all in from scratch. The current conversion offerings are customers, vendors, inventory records including accessory and serialized models, serial numbers, and accessory quantities per individual store locations, bound book records for firearm stores, consigned inventory details, sales history, and long-term contracts with payment history. If you are doing multiple conversions, that list above is the recommended order in which to perform your conversions, as some details will need to exist from one conversion in order to be used in a following conversion, such as vendors before inventory. Bound book and consigned inventory conversions only create the necessary records for the bound book report and consignment tracking. You must import the serials themselves during your inventory conversion. The most important element of any conversion is that the data from your previous system is complete enough to fulfill AIM's minimum data requirements, and that this data be available in a usable format. The best format is a data spreadsheet, such as Excel. TriTech has a sample data spreadsheet of each type of available conversion you can use to compare your data export. When you agree to have TriTech write a conversion routine for you, the first step will be to obtain a data export from your previous system and send us a small sample of that data for review. Depending on the system, there may be a direct data export, or you may be able to run a report of that data and save it to a spreadsheet file. You may need to contact your previous system's technical support if you need assistance for this step. Once you have your files, you can send them in an email to fileconversion@tritechretail.com for a TriTech representative to review. They will respond and let you know if everything appears to be present that is needed, or if things are missing or in a wrong format that needs to be addressed. If everything with the data file is valid, you will receive a follow-up email with instructions on how to proceed. Additionally, as long as your copy of AIM v12 is on the newest update at the time, the next time you log into AIM, your system should receive one or more custom programs for pre-conversion and conversion of your data. With a conversion, the most ideal scenario is that your data spreadsheet exactly matches the format of the sample template TriTech provides for the data type. However, if you do not feel comfortable manipulating the spreadsheet, a pre-conversion utility is available to help associate your conversion routine with where the right data can be found, called Spreadsheet Column Mapping. When using this utility, select the type of data on the left, uncheck the option to use default columns, then go down the list and change the letter in the override column to reflect where that data will be found in your data file. When done, click Save. Note that some data may not exist in your previous system. You can leave those override fields blank. The exception is if a certain data type is required. These will be marked with an asterisk next to their name. You must have this data in order for the data to be usable. If you have any questions, you can always call TriTech support for assistance. For inventory, you will want to take some time to understand AIM's category structure, as it will likely be different from your prior systems. AIM uses a combination of category and one or more subcategories per category to track products. You can review the existing inventory categories and subcategories in AIM by going to Maintenance, Inventory, and browsing Maintain Inventory Categories and Maintain Inventory Subcategories. Your instance of AIM will have a default set of each to help you get started. You will not need specific categories or subcategories for new versus used inventory or for any non-inventory records such as shipping charges, fees, or other services you provide. Please refer to our Quick Start video series on inventory categories, subcategories, and non-inventory categories for additional details. The inventory pre-conversion includes a utility to combine spreadsheet inventory columns if your prior system has multiple data columns with category information. This will consolidate those category columns into a new column that you will then use going forward with the conversion. Use the ellipsis button to select your inventory model data file, then denote which columns contain category information. When you proceed, a new file will be created and the utility will inform you of the column that contains the combined category value. Once you have one column of existing category details, you will use the Conversion Category Relations utility to associate your prior categories to AIM's category-subcategory solution. Use the Import File button to select your inventory data file. Each available category from the data file will appear as a line item on the table. Fill in your first AIM category and subcategory in the drop-down fields on the right, go down the list and checkmark the selection box on any prior inventory categories that match your selection, then click Update Selected to map those line items. Continue until you have mapped all your prior categories. When you have mapped your data, you will want to run the conversion utility in a training copy. To create a training copy, go to Admin, Utilities, and select Setup Training System. Enter your SQL administration details, a name for your database, and choose whether to create a shortcut on your desktop to the training copy. Clicking Continue will then create a training copy. In the training copy, go to Modules, Custom, and choose your conversion of choice. Click the ellipsis button to choose your data file, select any needed additional choices for the conversion type, then click Run. If you get any errors, be sure to call our support line for assistance. Once the conversion is run, take some time to explore the converted data in your training copy to make certain that this data has successfully converted. If any data appears to be off, such as missing records or information not appearing in the right fields, contact TriTech support for assistance. You may need to revisit your data file to verify that no records have information that corrupts the conversion routine, such as missing required data or the presence of special characters. You may need to create a new training copy from your live copy and rerun the conversion again once addressing these issues. Once you have verified everything looks good, you can complete the conversion for real by running the same routine in your live copy. Be certain you have a backup of your data before running this routine in your live copy just to be safe. You can create a backup by going to Admin, Utilities, and Database Backup.